Weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Farm Safe 811 starts with you. Always call 811 and wait for any underground lines to be marked.
Always keep safety in the back of your mind. Just stay humble.
For more information, go to farmsafe811.org.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Freedom is an endless meeting. So let's get back to it with Tavis Smiley.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
That classic scene from A Few Good Men, one of Rob Reiner's many projects. Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson doesn't get much better than that. You can't handle the truth. Indeed, we're living in a moment where so many people can't handle the truth. That's why I'm always grateful to be in conversation with a truth teller like John Nichols, the executive editor of The Nation magazine. Two things right quick here. I said earlier, Beverly Hills, it's moving so fast. The Reiner household is in Brentwood, not too far from Beverly Hills, right around the corner, as a matter of fact. They connect, essentially. But it's in Brentwood, not Beverly Hills. If I said Beverly Hills, I meant Brentwood, so forgive me for that. Number one. And number two, we're going to dig into the vault again. I was just reminded by my producer. When you've done as many interviews as I've done in my career, you kind of forget who you talk to. But my producers are telling me that I talked to Rob and his son Nick back in 2016, which I, for some reason, didn't even process last night. I wanted to get a clip of Rob Reiner to share with you today, so I went into the vault, but somehow missed. And now that I've been reminded of it, I absolutely recall it. So the son, Nick, who is in custody right now for killing his parents, Rob and Nick came to visit me on my show back in 2016. So we're going to dig into the vault today, and try to find some audio from that conversation to bring you perhaps on tomorrow's program if I can find that audio fast enough. But I had forgotten. That's why it's good to have producers around whose memories are better than mine. As I get more chronologically gifted, forget some of the folk I've actually talked to. But anyway, we'll try to bring that to you tomorrow if I can find some audio of that between now and then. Again, our guest in this first hour is John Nichols, Dr. Cornel West in studio, waiting for hour 2, Dr. Todd Boyd in hour 3. But John, you said a couple things earlier that I want to sort of get back to, and that is this notion of saving American democracy. Before I do that, one quick thing, though. How did you – part of what it means to save our democracy is to be honest about what we need in terms of real servant leadership. Servant leadership, which we're clearly not getting. We're getting from Donald Trump is self-serving leadership. It's all about the big grift. With Donald Trump, it's self-serving leadership. We need servant leadership. But how do we process the president of the United States in a moment like this, who's supposed to be, the person that leads us as a nation into moments of grief by saying the right things? How do you process that Donald Trump would post something as vicious and as ugly as what I read earlier that I don't even want to read again?
Donald Trump's in a pretty desperate place. Over the last month and a half, he has suffered political setback after political setback after political setback. The November 4 elections were a wipeout for the Republicans. They lost everywhere. And, it wasn't just Virginia and New Jersey. It was Pennsylvania and Georgia and Mississippi. And so that was rough. And then you had Afton Bain running this very remarkable congressional race out in Tennessee, where she moved, double-digit points toward the Democrats, suggesting a possibility that there could be major Democratic pickups in congressional races. Then you just the other day saw the mayoralty of Miami shift. 30 years since a Democrat won there. Democrat won a landslide there. What we're looking at right now is a political circumstance where Donald Trump knows he has a lot of political trouble. Yeah. He is not what he claims. He's not the success he claims to be. And so I think in that desperation, you see, some people try to, pivot and communicate in a better way. But for him, he's digging down in, and he'll say rough things. He said something very rough and, just off, so far off message, off from where it should be. And, I will tell you that it'll be discussed. It'll be much discussed. That's what, Trump does know how to make himself a middle of the conversation. But I think I don't claim to know Americans perfectly, but I've spent a lot of my time traveling around this country. And I think we need to understand something. Americans have known Rob Reiner for 60 years, better part of 60 years. They've known him. They literally grew up with him. This is, going back to the All in the Family days. Yeah. They have loved his films. Even people, I remember one time when Rob Reiner was organizing a fundraiser for the Wisconsin Democratic Party with a reading of the script of Princess Bride. Ted Cruz said he objected to the fundraiser, but he couldn't object to the film. And so at the end of the day, I think Americans, in a way, they're confronted with another choice here. You can choose to, look at the cruelty and the darkness of some of what Donald Trump just said. Yeah. Or you can look at the reality of who Rob Reiner was. Yep. And I think on balance, the American people are going to come out on the Rob Reiner side of this equation.
Here's the part that scares me, John, about what you've just said. If the political winds that you have just referenced a moment ago continue to shift against Donald Trump, and what has been a tailwind for him for some time now becomes a strong headwind. If that tailwind becomes a headwind, which it's already, the signs of that are already are there, and you pointed out nicely, as he gets more desperate trying to push forward against these headwinds, how much more brutal, barbaric, ugly is Donald Trump going to get? Because I think we see the frame that we're in. As he becomes more nativist and turns in and starts lashing outward. Today it's Rob Reiner. Tomorrow it may be all the rest of us. He is the president of these United States. So what's your thinking about how much more, nasty? He likes that word nasty. Now, that's a nasty question. He loves the word nasty. How much nastier is Donald Trump going to get as he gets more desperate between now and the end of this term?
Well, let's be blunt. You can't get much nastier than what was that statement you read. Yeah. But of course, what you're really asking, I suspect, is about not just words but also deeds.
Politically, yes.
How do we wrestle with this? And what we know is that this president has tried in recent months to redraw the election district lines of states across the country, literally creating a new map of America politically. that might benefit him and the Republican Party through gerrymandering and all these other tactics. Now, California pushed back. And in fact, it looks like, bizarrely, this effort by Trump to redraw the map has, gone awry. That so many people pushed back in so many places, and also this apparent rising blue wave is such that even that may not work. But if you think of this notion that a president of the United States was actively engaged in trying to literally redraw the map of American congressional districts in a way that tens of millions of Americans would have to you're going to have to study up just to figure out where they're supposed to vote, to confuse the circumstance to that extent. Yeah. We should not underestimate what was at play there. Yeah. And then you see efforts to attack early voting, souls to the polls, so many other structures. I mean, I do think that we're going to have to be at full awareness going into 2026 for all the reasons you expressed. So but can I reference quickly?
Sure.
Very quickly. Sure. So quickly. My dear mentor, influence in so many ways, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And Reverend Jesse Jackson so many times stopped me when I was going on and on and on about, threats to democracy, threats to voting rights and things like that. And he'd say, those are absolutely important. We got to focus on them all, but we should never overtalk the threats. Our main thing we should overtalk and remind people of is that if we are united and we show a deep measure of solidarity, that rainbow coalition solidarity, if we recognize that we have to be there for our brothers and sisters, across lines of race and class and region, we can redeem this country. Yeah. We can win elections that seem insurmountable. And so I take everything you're saying, but I also genuinely believe that 2026 is a point where if we remain focused, we can turn the corner. Yep. We can take this country back.
As you know, there's so many great lines, courtesy of Reverend Jesse Jackson, Jesse L. Jackson Sr. And when you talked about what he was saying to you, my mind went to one of my favorite Jesse quotes. And he would say often that we lose, Tavis, too many elections by the simple margin of our absence at the polls. We lose too many elections by the simple margin of our absence at the polls. That's Jesse Jackson Sr. My sense is that what's going to drive Donald Trump even crazy, I was going to say crazy, but I got to say crazier. He's already crazy. What's going to drive him crazier is not the positioning and the posturing and the politics of the left, of Democrats, of progressives. What's going to drive him batty is the pushback he is starting to get from his own MAGA base, from Republicans. And so I want to go there with John Nichols. The good folk in my home state of Indiana. I'm born in Mississippi, but raised in Indiana. Those Republican Indiana lawmakers said, you don't tell us what to do. We know Indiana's a red state. We know you won this state by a wide margin, but you're not going to tell us in Indiana how to redraw our line. So they did not bend the knee in Indiana the way they did with Greg Abbott and crew down in Texas. I wonder what John thinks of that and whether or not, again, that's going to be where the real rub is when those who have been around him, Marjorie Taylor Greene is making her exit in January. There are others who are sounding the same kind of alarm, tired of Donald Trump bullying them, calling them names, pushing them around. What happens when he starts getting pushback from those who have otherwise been engaged in sycophancy? That's the question for John Nichols when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
Hope, agency, dignity. This is Tavis Smiley.
Can you dig it? Come on!
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
I got the champagne. Everybody can blast.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates our own Keith Underwood, host of the weekend entertainment show Black in the Green Room, on his recent honor at the annual National Arts and Entertainment Journalism Awards. Keith received a first place award presented by the Los Angeles Press Club for his entertainment reporting, and we couldn't be prouder. Congratulations, Keith, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Less monologue, more dialogue. Tavis Smiley continues right now.
Tavis Smiley and John Nichols, executive editor of The Nation magazine. Always pleased to be in conversation with John Nichols, again, one of my favorite guests on this program. And today I had no idea we would be starting this hour with this, or inside this frame. But who better to kick this hour off, this show today, than John Nichols? I'm grateful again to John Nichols for his insights. I said to Dr. West during the break, John, who's coming on in the next hour, I said to him, he and I were talking to each other, actually, and we were saying that if you think we done caught a bunch of hell in this first year, and God knows we have, it's going to be a blessing just to get out of year one. But there are still 3 years in front of us. And again, if these political winds start to shift, how much more brutish Donald Trump is going to become in his politics has yet to be seen. But I can't even imagine what happens post midterms if Democrats can take back the House and or the Senate, and if these MAGA Republicans then see him as a lame duck, and if these MAGA Republicans start behaving like the Indiana Republicans did, saying you don't tell us what to do. In his last 2 years, he's going to rain down every bit of hell on us he can imagine, John.
Well, here's where it gets interesting. In politics, there are two kinds of hate.
Right.
There's the hate of your opponent, and there's also the hate of your former allies. And usually it's that internal party, churn, anger, vindictiveness that takes precedence.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I have been fascinated in recent weeks listening to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Mm-hmm.
And she's somebody I've disagreed with on, I think it's a pretty fair list of topics.
Sure.
And yet to hear her speak now in some pretty frank interviews, and I expect there's going to be a lot more frank interviews and probably a book and a lot of other things, she's sounding a lot like the rest of us. She's sounding like somebody who, even though she still, I think, agrees with Trump on a number of issues, she's come to realize how damaging his policies are in many cases. his approaches are, and how unwilling he appears to be to engage in honest dialogue. You know, like somebody who's been his ally says, hey, I think you might be wrong on this. Instead of saying, really, tell me, what do you think about that? Instead, the response is, you know, I got to get rid of you. I got to politically take you down. And what was fascinating with Marjorie Taylor Greene, as one example, is that when Trump came after her on that whole Epstein file fight, Marjorie Taylor Greene stood her ground. And I think you can tell me, you know politics better than I, Tavis.
Yeah.
I think she won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
And so I think that's what we're looking at, this churn. It's a fascinating circumstance.
No, I don't know politics better than John Nichols. There are a few who know politics better than John Nichols. I appreciate the compliment, but it's just not true. There's only one John Nichols, and he's the dean when it comes to talking politics. But I do agree with his point that Marjorie Taylor Greene won that round. Now, the fight ain't over, but she won that particular round. I think John Nichols and I agree on that. I remain in moments with the executive editor of The Nation magazine, John Nichols, when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
What's your quarrel with the world? You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
You know where you want to go in life, and City National Bank can help. City National knows the dedication it takes to build your vision for the future into a reality, and our team is here for you. We have a wide range of options to help, from personal savings accounts to interest-bearing money market savings accounts and more, all designed to help you get where you want to go. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Learn more at cnb.com. City National Bank is a subsidiary of Royal Bank of Canada, member FDIC.
Are you coughing a lot, especially at night? Are you often short of breath? Are you using your rescue inhaler often? These could be signs that your asthma is not under control. To keep your asthma in check and help prevent an asthma attack, ask your healthcare provider for an asthma action plan. This is a personalized plan you create with your doctor that shows you what to do and what medicines to help control your asthma and to use when you're having a hard time breathing or when you're having an asthma attack. Please don't wait until you're having an asthma attack. Do something about it now. Schedule a visit with your healthcare provider today to make that action plan and take control of your asthma. For more tips and resources on the management of asthma, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
More honesty than you can handle. More empowerment than you can imagine. You're tuned in to Tavis Smiley.
Tavis Smiley and John Nichols. I'll give John the last word. We just here in studio talking to my crew about this horrific story we've been talking about in this hour. You've heard by now that the iconic director and actor Rob Reiner All in the Family, Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Bucket List, A Few Good Men. On and on the list goes. Was murdered yesterday in his house in Brentwood, along with his, he was 78, his wife, Michelle, 68. Murdered yesterday. Their son, 32-year-old son, Nick, is in custody for those murders. And I'll close on this note, John, give you the last word. We have a routine way of saying in our culture, in this country, there's nothing worse than having to witness a parent lose their child. Maybe there is something worse or as bad, which is when the child takes the life of the mother and the father. Michelle could not have known, Rob could not have known 32 years ago when they birthed this baby that he would be the one to snuff the life out of them. I got a minute to go, John. I'll give you the last word to close any way you want to close, sir.
Well, the way you describe it is a Shakespearean thought, right? You know, something from the most horrific of plays. So what we are most daunting and original as well of plays have written over history. So what we recognize is that this is not unheard of stuff. People have imagined this, and yet now I think we can in many ways refer to it as the unimaginable. I just would say, and I will suspect that my dear friend Cornel West in the coming hour will say something much the same, that our greatest calling in this moment is to focus on the genius of the man, on his incredible skills at entertaining us, and the fact that with all of his resources, he still put his passion into saving American democracy.
Yeah. John Nichols, I appreciate you every time you're on. I appreciate our years of friendship and brotherhood, but I don't have a language to tell how much I appreciate you today in this first hour. But just know that I do, my friend. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Happy holidays. More of Tavis Fine when we come forward the next hour, for the hour. Dr. Cornel West, usually just the first half hour, but he's here in the studio, so we're going to put him to work for the entire hour on Tavis Smiley.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Misty Jordan with BIN News Now. Famed Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle are dead. LAPD Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton told reporters the investigation into their deaths is in the early stages.
There's been no reports from the neighbors regarding hearing anything or seeing anything that we can release to the public.
Multiple reports indicate the couple was stabbed to death in their home in Los Angeles. Hamilton said at this time, no one has been detained and, quote, no one is being questioned as a suspect. Brown University has shut down the rest of its fall semester after a deadly mass shooting on campus Saturday afternoon. The shooting killed 2 people and wounded 9 others in an engineering building as students prepared for finals. And the New York State Gaming Commission is expected to give final approval for 3 full casino licenses in New York City. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
It was a strong day yesterday for both of LA's NFL teams. We start with the Chargers. They rolled into Kansas City and eliminated the Chiefs from the playoffs with a 16-13 win. The Chargers are 10-4. Kansas City had won the AFC West title 9 straight years and had been in the playoffs every year since 2014. The Chiefs also lost quarterback Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the season. The 3-time Super Bowl champion suffered a torn ACL in his left knee late in the fourth quarter. The Rams clinched a playoff spot with their 41-34 win over Detroit at SoFi. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford threw for 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Rams are 11-3 and remain tied with Seattle for the best record in the NFC. LeBron hit 2 free throws with 3 seconds left to give the Lakers a 116-114 win at Phoenix. Luka Doncic had a game-high 29 points. The Lakers are 18-7. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Celebrate the soul of the holidays and support Altadena and Pasadena. Join us on Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, a joyful night of Motor City Soul, gospel, and holiday classics featuring an 18-piece band, all-star vocalist, and community choirs, all in support of the Black LA Relief and Recovery Fund. This performance comes at a pivotal time for many in Altadena and Pasadena. This is their first holiday season since the devastating Altadena Eden Canyon fire, which destroyed homes and community spaces. While the physical losses are immense, the power of community remains, and your attendance directly supports recovery, resilience, and renewal. So, be sure to join us Monday, December 15th, 7 p.m. inside the Bram Goldsmith Theater at the Wallace in Beverly Hills for Soul of the Holidays, benefiting survivors of the Altadena Eden Canyon fire. For ticket information, just log on to tickets@thewallace.org. That's tickets@thewallace.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580 and the Black Freedom Fund.